Greetings to you all, learners. Here today we discuss the Browning version from class 11 Hornbill text. It is written by Terence Rattigan. This is an excerpt from Terence Rattigan's play, the Browning version. The scene is set in a good school. Chaplow, a boy of 16, has come in to do an extra work from his master, Mr. Crocker Harris. He has not yet arrived. Another master, Frank, younger in age than Mr. Crocker Harris, he finds Chaplow waiting there. Incidentally, it is the last day of the term. Chaplow is a student of lower fifth form. He doesn't know whether he will get his division all right or not. He tells Frank that Mr. Crocker Harris does not tell them the results like the other masters. Then Frank informs Chaplow that there is a rule that form results should only be announced by the headmaster on the last day of the term. Then Chaplow says that no one except Mr. Crocker Harris pays attention to all these rules and regulations. Frank then asks Chaplow what he would like to study if his result is favorable. Chaplow indicates his preference for science. Suddenly, Frank remarks that they get all the slackers in science group. Chaplow disagrees with him and says that he is extremely interested in science. Frank observes frankly that he is not interested in science. He is to teach. Chaplow, on the other hand, finds the study of Greek play Agamemnon muck. His objection is to the way the play is taught to them. Just a lot of Greek words string together and 50 lines if one gets them wrong. Chaplow's answers show that he is feeling a bit bitter here. Frank is surprised that Chaplow has come in to do an extra work even on the last day of the school. Chaplow says that he missed a day last week when he was ill, so he has to put in extra work. The weather is quite fine and he might be playing golf. He knows that Mr. Crocker Harris must be quite busy then, as he is leaving the school for the good next day. Still, he has come here to do the extra work. Then the conversation between Frank and Chaplow shifts. It shifts to Mr. Crocker Harris. Chaplow had asked him the previous day if he had given him a good division, and he said that he had given him exactly what he deserved, not less and certainly no more. Chaplow is afraid that he might have marked him down rather than up for taking extra work. The man is hardly human. Frank then encourages Chaplow to repeat the remarks of Crocker Harris. Frank does not find this imitation up to the mark and asks him to read his Aeschylus and be quiet over there. Frank then suggests to Taplow that he might cut the class and play golf as Mr. Crocker Harris has not turned up. At this, Taplow is shocked as he can't think of even doing so. Here you can see Frank envies Crocker Harris for the effect he has on these boys. They seem scared to death of him. Taplow says that the Croc is not a sadist like other masters of his school. He would not be so frightening if he were. It would then seem that he had some feelings. He seems dry like a nut and hates people to like him. Still, Taplow likes him. Sometimes Crocker Harris sees it and he shrivels up even more. Taplow then relates an incident when his master related one of his classical jokes in the class. Nobody laughed, as they could not understand what he was telling. Taplow laughed as he knew that he had meant it as funny. He felt sorry for his master for having made such a poor joke. Taplow has forgotten the joke but offers to imitate the reaction of Crocker Harris. The laughter of Mr. Frank encourages Taplow to do so. Frank seems to enjoy the joke and asks Taplow to tell it to others also. In the meantime, while Millie Crocker Harris, that is wife of Mr. Crocker Harris, enters, Frank and Taplow are surprised to see her. Taplow is even afraid that she might have heard their joke. If she told her husband, Taplow's division would be in danger. Frank dismisses his fear. Millie tells Taplow that her husband is at the bazaars and might be there quite a time. She says that if she were Taplow, she would go. Taplow is filled with doubt. He says that Mr. Crocker Harris had especially asked him to come. Then Millie suggests that he might run away for a quarter of an hour and come back. Taplow is still uncertain and wonders what will happen if he gets there before his arrival. Then Millie offers to take the blame. She then hands him over a prescription and asks him to go to the chemist and get it made up. Thus, he can do the job for him. Taplow agrees and leaves from there. That's all about the extract. Hope you have understood.